Hey everyone, it's Nico, and this is Skautfold Into the Fray. It's a new release for Nintendo Switch that previously came out in 2019 for PC, and you can definitely tell from some of the control aspects of the game that it was designed for keyboard and mouse, because it is certainly not controller friendly. Now, this is a series that has 3 games total in it, and I have never played the previous 2, and to my understanding, each game is of a different gameplay style, so this is their first overhead shooter crack at it, and I gotta say, I initially intended to review this game, and when I do my reviews, you guys know that I like to play through the entire game, but this was not one I enjoyed, so because I wasn't having a good time with it, I wasn't going to play through the whole thing just to create a review and ultimately probably say all of the same things that I could say from just playing an hour of it. So let's get into it. I'm going to start off with the story. If you're like me and you've never played the previous games, you obviously have no knowledge of the series and the franchise as a whole, and they claim that you don't need to in order to enjoy this game. That might be true. I can't confirm nor deny. There is a briefing option in the main menu that I think tells you the story bits from the first 2 games. And then when you start the story off, it opens up with you saving a baby from being sacrificed. And just immediately, like within the first minute of the story, they lost me already. Like, this just did not sit well with me, made me a bit uncomfortable, and I just was checked out on the story. And if a story doesn't grab me in the first, hour that I play your game, it's not going to. I can't think of a single game that didn't grab my attention in the first hour, but then ultimately ended up bringing me around and enjoying it in the end. So, this is one. Story was not for me from what I saw. Next up, you have your choice in terms of how you want to play, not just in difficulty, but also in which modes you want to play, and I did try both modes. There's multiple difficulties. I'm not going to go into the differences between all of them, but there's your hard modes, your normal, and then your easy. And depending on which difficulty you play on, depends on which endings you can get and how the enemies behave and things like that. Then you choose either pure mode or RPG mode. Now in pure mode, it says pure action, no leveling, no stats, no builds, and no grind. Now when I saw the no grind part, I was like, this might be the mode for me. But I'm going to try the RPG mode because that sounds the more interesting of the 2. You can build your character using 6 different stats, personalize your playstyle, and grow your character's power. Now, I played this mode first. I was not able to beat the first level on this mode. There were some minor differences that I noticed, like these gems that you can collect, which I'm assuming will help you level up at some point, or something along those lines. It was never really explained from what I played. Other than that, didn't notice much of a difference, other than I was able to get further into the pure mode. Now, you're watching gameplay of both, so it's probably hard to tell. You're mostly going to see RPG gameplay now. Next, we're going to show the pure mode, because I did get further into that. I don't know. I liked pure mode better than RPG mode, but that's the gist of the 2 different modes. Now, as far as the controls go, you move with the left thumbstick, you aim with the right. Okay, fine, that's how twin stick shooters work, right? There's no aim assist or aim correction or anything like that in this. So you have to hit your shots perfectly. And if you've played a game like this on a controller before, you know most of the time that's pretty difficult. And that's the case here. I'm not saying it needs to have lock-on like a lot of overhead shooters do, but it needed some sort of aim assist where as long as you're aiming close to your target, that your shots are hitting. And it doesn't, and it makes this feel way more difficult than it needs to be. So, you shoot with right trigger, you can dash with left, you have a meter in the upper left corner, you have 3 total dashes, and then they recharge. That's all fine and good. No problems there. Other problem is with switching weapons. Now in the beginning, you have 3 weapons. You have a cleaver, a pistol, and a shotgun. Now, if you want to switch your weapon, you only have one button to switch. So if you want to get to a weapon that's 2 away, you have to scroll through, and then you'll get to the weapon you want. It's very cumbersome, very tedious. The gunplay just didn't feel that great. So hard to aim your weapons. It's so hard to switch between them quickly and fluidly. There's limited ammunition, and I like to use the shotgun, but I was constantly running out of ammo with it. It just doesn't feel right from a control perspective, and that is the second big thing that really turned me off about this game, is it does not feel good to play. It does not. Then on top of that, enemy variety seemed very limited. I have no idea how you heal in this game. It didn't seem like I could. If you die on a level, it sends you all the way back to the start. There's no map system in terms of the levels. There's an overworld map that you'll travel on to pick the levels that you'll play, but in terms of being in a level and playing it, there's no map. So you're kind of wandering around until you complete your objective, and then you have to eventually find your exit, and then you'll proceed to the next level. That's pretty much how the game works. It's dark and gritty and bloody and gory, so if you like those style of games, this might be your thing. For me, personally, it was not at all. Like, for this to be a game that I was initially going to review, and I disliked it enough to not want to review it and to just do a first impressions, because I feel like this is going to accomplish the same thing as me playing through the entire game, that should tell you just how much I didn't like this game. So, doesn't control good, didn't like the story, especially the beginning. Normal difficulty felt really hard. It just wasn't fun. I don't really know what else to say. I'm kind of flabbergasted that I disliked this as much as I did, because it looked kind of cool when I looked at a trailer for it. But yeah, guys, I can't recommend this one. If it still looked interesting to you, then go ahead, by all means. But don't say I didn't warn you. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, like the video, comment if you have any questions, and I'll do my best to answer them, although I'm probably not the most knowledgeable on the game. And subscribe if you haven't done so already. But until next time, have a good one.